Hello everyone, and welcome back. I want to thank you all so much for the feedback on my first video. I'm really excited to explore the topic of astrology with you guys today. In my introduction video, I asked you guys what your thoughts were on the signs, and whether or not you found any of it to be true. I chose a couple of comments that were my favorite, and then a couple that raised some really good questions. The first comment I'm going to respond to is from C. Conifey, or Cconifey. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right or not, so I'm just going to put that in there. But anyways, they went on to say this. Since you asked, I think astrology is bullshit. Even in astrology, your sun sign means very little. It seems to fit because we make it fit. The human brain is very good at blocking out what we don't want to see/read, and very good at applying vague sayings and personality traits to ourselves. But to each their own. You can believe whatever the fuck you want as long as you don't try to enforce it on others. Cool video. It's nice to finally get to know the man behind the shows. First, I'll start off with saying thank you guys again for all the feedback, and I'm excited for you guys to get to know me more as well. Secondly, even if this is just a trick on everyone for whatever reason, I think we can still make use of the generalized human behavior in our everyday lives. Also, I'd like to add that the signs certainly do come with some negative traits as well as positive. So whether or not it's bullshit, I think that people can still benefit from it. My second quote will be coming from The Decadent Whale. The Decadent Whale went on to say, quote, personally, I have yet to be convinced that zodiac signs do have an impact on human/any behavior, so I guess my question is, what are your reasons for attributing certain behaviors to when people were born? Despite my interest in it, I've yet to be convinced whether or not any of it is true. I guess the goal here is to kind of learn with you guys and kind of make it a journey of learning together. I find a lot of it to be super accurate, and I've even used it in many cases, which I will talk about, to kind of guess people's behavior, and it's worked. So whether or not somebody a long time ago linked it to behavioral sciences, or whether or not it's true, it intrigues me, and that's the main reason that I take so much interest in it. Now our third quote is by Aidan Crump, who goes on to say this. Honestly, I feel like the personal aspects tied to the zodiac signs are so general and broad that anyone could apply them regardless of their sign. For example, I'm a Sagittarius, but I see Scorpio qualities in me as well. However, I always love to hear new perspectives, and I'm excited to see yours. So the reason that is because there's an entire array of different signs that make up your chart, and every person has one, and so it gets a lot more complicated than just, I'm a Scorpio. So when it comes to things seeming like they line up and some things that don't line up, there's always that chance. There's so many different aspects that could affect the way you are and how you behave and everything. So another example, you said you're a Sagittarius, so there's a possibility that you have your moon sign, which would be, maybe it's Scorpio, and that would explain a lot of things about you, like how you respond to emotional situations that could be very Scorpio-like of you, or Scorpio-esque. But yeah, so a lot of that happens, and there's even things called cusps, where you're born on a specific date that's so close that you might have two sun signs, which is actually a lot more common than people think. So because of this complex chart and all the research that goes into it, it's made me question whether or not it's just trendy Facebook pictures, or, if it's actually relevant. So, who knows? Let's find out. Our fourth quote is by Sam Rondu Fails, or I'll spell that out on the screen real quick. And little side note before I start the quote on this one, I definitely like this guy's comment, this person's comment, because it's a very good one. Sam goes on to say, quote, as much as I love being able to say I'm an Aries, I don't believe in star signs. I've been told I am not at all what an Aries should be, much like my partner, who is a Scorpio, is not what a Scorpio should be. And then Aries and a Scorpio shouldn't mix, but we're pretty great together. Yeah, it kind of annoys me that people will base their personality and potential relationships in general with others based on some astrology belief. So this is a good one because I love the skepticism. I was the same way before I got more into it. The big misconception that because you're not supposed to mix, so you won't, is a really big one. Like, I'm here to debunk that right now. Referring back to my previous comments, the charts, like, there's so much more that goes into it than just your sun sign. You can't you can't make an assessment of yourself based off just your sun sign. Never mind the whole chart, because there's so many different little factors. For example, you have a sign under the Venus, which is how you handle love and relationships and so on and so forth. But it's not the same as your sun sign. I mean, it could be. Like, there's a chance. It depends on where you were born, when you were born, the time, and all that information. But yeah, it all comes into play. So I actually have a similar example of this, where I'm not supposed to mix with somebody, but I do. Geminis are amazing, and I love them, and everybody hates them. Well, okay, so people either hate or love Geminis, because they're very difficult to understand at times. They just have a very complex way of seeing things, but they see both sides, so it's really hard. But I get along with them so much because of their adventurous spirit. And typically nobody gets along with them because they don't understand them. But I have a very complex chart, which allows me to kind of have this same two-sided perspective. But anyways, that's it for comments from the first introduction video. Now, I'm going to ask you guys to leave some more comments. What sign, and we're going to judge this by however many comments we get of which sign, what sign do you guys want me to do a video review on first? Or do you guys want me to explain the chart some more? So let me know in the comments below what you're more intrigued about. Your sign or the charts, and what your chart is. Let me know. So before I head out of here, I want to talk to you guys about another video I have coming up. This January 22nd through the 28th. I will be attending AVN in Las Vegas, which is an adult entertainment expo. I'm going to be asking questions to like some porn stars and just some cam models and sex workers, all the people who are going to be attending this type of function. And if you're curious, let me know again in the comments. But I want you guys to know that I'm going to be doing kind of a questionnaire and asking questions to porn stars that most people never get the chance to ask because they're either ignored or they just can't, get into contact with them. But things that they've always wanted to know. And then also there's going to be some fun bloopers, and I'm going to have a lot of guest stars on my video for this one. So I get to introduce you guys to some more of my community and friends and pals and stuff. But there will be a lot of fun behind the scenes of AVN, and who doesn't want to see that? So get ready for a lot of sexiness and a lot of light shedding, because we're going to shed some goddamn light on the questions that you guys have never had answered. So thank you guys again for chilling with me, Johnny Stone, and please don't forget to subscribe, and do not forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Mwah. Also, you guys, Happy fucking New Year! Cheers, you guys.